Alright, so we're here at Twin Beaches. We're shooting spring sucker. It is late April. The spawn's about 2 weeks to 3 weeks late this year. Talk a bit about the setup here. We're using a compound bow. This is just a cheaper bow. It's a Reflex, which is, I believe, just a lower end brand of the Hoyt bow company. In regards to bows, there's you basically with two options. You can't use crossbows for bow fishing. I have no idea why, but you can't. So we have the recurve or the compound, which I'm using. The advantage to the recurve would be you could do quicker shots. With the compound, you have to take it back to a full draw. Whereas with the recurve, you could take it, you know, if there's a sucker right in front of me and I want to take a quick shot, you can do it. You can't really do that with this. But with this, you have the sights. And this is just a normal hunting bow that I've just outfitted for this. It's not hard, just a few screws, some Allen keys, and about 20 minutes at a time. So I just have my pins set for 10 yards and 15 yards. And, 10 feet rather, and 15 feet. This is one of the higher end reels, so it'll run you about 80 to 100 bucks. What it is, the line just comes out freely and it sits in this jar. And if you look closely here, there's two wheels. And when I press this trigger with my finger, this wheel clamps down on the other wheel. And then you turn the crank and the tension between the two wheels puts the line back into the jar. With your rest, you don't really want to use things like Whisker Biscuits or any of your conventional hunting rests, just because the arrows that we're using are solid fiberglass and they're a little bit on the heavy side, and you'll ruin it pretty quick. This is just about as cheap of a rest as you can get. I think I got it on eBay for about $3, and not much to it. There are some more extravagant ones out there. It's just meant to, accommodate the heavy arrow that we're using. And moving on to the best part, the arrow is solid fiberglass. It's pretty heavy. It's meant not to float up. If you use like an aluminum or a carbon arrow, if you shoot into the water, it'll come right back up. It's not meant to do that. What makes this special is most bow fishing arrows don't have fletching on them. There are some that do, but I choose not to. That's just the way it is. Right here, this is a stopper, this little black guy at the end, and what that does is keep your slider from coming off the back of your arrow. And the slider is where you attach your line. I just did a simple, I guess you'd call it an overhand knot, and I reinforced it with a bit of super glue just because you don't want to lose a $25 arrow in a fish, and it has happened before. And moving on to the best part of the arrow, the head. This has been banged up a little bit because I've shot a few fish with it. It's a bit grimy too, but what makes this special is there's a little coupling here, and it's meant to go in smooth on the fish and not come out. So what happens is, pretend my finger is a fish. When it impacts, it pulls back that coupling. And this is a little grimed up, but these barbs shoot out. So that arrow isn't coming out of the fish anytime soon. And to take the arrow out of the fish, you just push the barbs back into the coupling. But it's all grimed up, so I'm having problems. Yeah, so that's your basic bow fishing setup.
Cool.
Release, optional entirely, but you will get more accurate shots. You want to make sure that the slider is not behind your rest, otherwise it'll throw your shot off. You want to make sure the stopper is facing up, so it also doesn't throw your shot off. One thing to consider is once you actually shoot a fish, you don't want to use this reel to bring in the fish. You want to bring it in by hand. What'll happen is these wheels here, from the weight of the fish, it'll create a rut in here, and eventually it'll wear out your reel. So you want to bring it in by hand, take the fish off your arrow, and reel in the slack line, and get ready to shoot again.
That was an awesome demonstration for bow fishing for suckers by our buddy Ian Crosier. So now I can't wait to see him get that arrow into a couple of suckers. So let's go watch him.
Look at that heat.
Just gotta corral them up and get them in the net. That's simple. Man, I love doing this. It's a lot of fun. It's not just getting bait for me, but it's actually quite enjoyable. I just bring my big old cat net out and a few scoops and I got all the bait I need. So put the time in, find the spots, talk to people and come out and try some spring sucker. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna have to go try Ian's bow now.
Okay, we got some easy shooters. Just right here, there's 2 of them. Just maybe just do a practice shot, take it to full draw. Uh-oh.
Look at this.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool.
Ta-da!
Awesome. So now okay. I'm having a hard, like I can't, it's hard to aim.
It's very hard to aim.
I'll get it, I've
yeah.
never...
Yeah, man.
all gone.
There's plenty more. Actually, we got some really easy shooters right here. Okay, I think you hit one. No, never mind, you didn't.
There's so much going on here. Ian makes this look so easy. Honestly, I've handled a bow before, but when it comes to the reel and all the different things you gotta do and then aim and there's no light, man, it's unreal. So I'm just trying to get one arrow into a fish here.
Yeah!
Woo! Oh, he's going.
So yeah, he's going for a ride.
Look at that.
Yeah, so bring him in by hand and then just reel up the slack after.
Feels like a good one. Yeah, I was aiming for that 3rd scale to the left there, and I just missed it by about 1 millimeter. So not bad for my first fish.
Your stopper's facing up on the arrow, eh? Yeah. That may have been what happened last shot, where it went kind of weird. There we go.
Sweet. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that. Sweet. That's what we're talking about.